All right, welcome in, ambitious builders and tech hustlers. Today, we're diving straight into a hyper-real, neon-drenched explainer on what we're calling the paradigm shift shockwave. Look, if you think you know how to use AI right now, honestly, just wipe the slate clean. Seriously, we're standing at ground zero of a massive fundamental shift in how software, marketing, and businesses are built. That old way of doing things, typing step-by-step instructions into a chat box, it's already bleeding out on the pavement.
So let me hit you with a provocative kind of matrix-breaking question right out of the gate. Are you driving the AI or is the AI driving you? Really think about that, because it shatters the current reality of how most of us interact with technology. Right now, almost everyone treats AI like a really fancy calculator. You punch in a prompt, you get an answer, you type another prompt, you get another answer. You repeat that 100 times a day, basically doing the exact same manual labor you always did, just with a slightly faster tool. You're still stuck in the loop, right? You're still driving the car, and frankly, you're exhausting yourself. But what if the car could drive itself? Well, welcome to the AI hustle generation. The era of slow, task-based, line-by-line coding is officially over. We're injecting some loud, street-level energy into this explainer because the stakes have literally never been higher. The people who are going to win in this new generation, they aren't the ones who type the fastest or write the cleverest little prompts. No way. The winners are the ones who build automated systems that work entirely in the background.
And that brings us to the visionary who is actually decrypting this entire system for us. This is Coach B.K. Han, the master architect of the AI matrix. Now here is the massive truth bomb you need to hear today. The future of automation is not about you working harder alongside AI. It's about you stepping back and becoming a manager of AI agents. Coach BK Han understands that the raw power of this tech is completely wasted if you are still sitting there babysitting every single execution. Like I said, the old way bleeds. Enter Google's Jules. Now, listen closely, because this is absolutely crucial. This is not a chatbot. Jules is a relentless, asynchronous coding agent. Think of it less like a tool and more like a highly capable virtual intern. It connects directly to your GitHub codebase, reads your entire project, and works completely in the background while you sleep, go to the gym, or focus on higher-level strategy. You give it a task, and it just goes. Okay, so how does this autonomous code worker actually operate in practice? Well, you don't have to sit there and watch it type. Jules boots up its own entirely separate virtual machine. It clones your code, inspects it to get full context, drafts a really comprehensive plan, and then just executes that plan. It writes the code, fixes the bugs, and even opens a pull request for you to review at the end. No babysitting required whatsoever. You literally just review the final product.
And to put that into perspective, this builds into something truly intimidating in its scale. Just look at this number, over 140,000. That is the staggering amount of code improvements Jules made during its public beta phase alone. Tens of thousands of tasks executed perfectly in the background. It's a proven, battle-tested system that's already generating an immense volume of output. But, Google, they didn't stop there. Here is the massive upgrade they just pumped into the system. We're calling it the Gemini 3.1 Nitro Injection. They took this already crazy powerful autonomous agent and hooked it up to their absolute newest, most devastatingly smart AI model. Let's fire through 4 insane upgrades that turn Jules from a cool tool into an absolute powerhouse. First up, lethal reasoning. It can now handle complex multi-step, multi-file refactoring without getting confused. Second, coherent planning. It executes massive, long-term plans start to finish without losing context midway through. Third, and honestly, this is mind-blowing to me, visual verification. It literally has eyes. It can render the code it just wrote into a web page, look at the UI, and verify if it actually looks visually correct. And finally, deep memory. It learns your specific project structures and coding styles over time, so it actually gets smarter the more it works for you. Now imagine running 60 concurrent tasks at the exact same time. On the ultra tier of this platform, that's your reality. Just think about the sheer brute force of that for a second. Running 60 concurrent tasks is literally like having 60 developers grinding on your codebase simultaneously, building, fixing, and testing, all while you just sit back and orchestrate the chaos. But hold on, because as powerful as Jules is, it still requires you to give it a specific task. And Coach BK Han knows that even that is about to become obsolete. Yeah, you heard me right. Consider everything you just heard obsolete, because the ultimate goal-seeking nuke has just leaked from Google. Internally, they're calling it GRO, or JITRO. This is essentially Jules version 2, and it represents a total, ground-up rethinking of how humans and machines interact. Coach BK Han is decrypting this explosive paradigm shift for us right now, way before the rest of the world even realizes it's happening. He understands that JITRUB doesn't wait for your commands, it doesn't want a step-by-step prompt. JITRUB hunts down goals. You give it an objective, and it figures out the entire path to get there, all by itself. Just contrast the old manual prompting against this new KPI-driven automation. Look at the old way. Fix the login bug on line 247. You have to know the bug exists, you have to diagnose it yourself, and then you have to assign it. But the new way with JITRO, you literally just say, make our app crash less and load faster. That's it. You set the high-level business objective. JITRO then scans your entire digital infrastructure, identifies the bottlenecks, maps out a strategy, and executes the fixes automatically. I mean, this is the exact moment the matrix breaks. This demands a total mindset shift. Imagine this spray painted on a wall in all caps. Sell outcomes, not tasks. You absolutely must transition from being a reactive prompt monkey to becoming a visionary outcome manager. If you're building a business, offering a service, or just trying to scale your own productivity, you have to realize that clients don't pay for hours worked or prompts typed. They pay for results. They pay for fewer errors, faster load times, more traffic, and higher conversions. So let's lay out the aggressive takeover roadmap here, because the clock is ticking. In 2025, we saw the Jules beta launch. Then came those 140,000 plus fixes proving the beta's impact. Right now, we're sitting in the Gemini 3.1 Pro update window. But the critical date? That is May 19, 2026, Google I/O. That's when JITRO is expected to officially launch on the world stage. That is when the rest of the market wakes up to this reality. Right now, you are incredibly early. And here is the ultimate mic drop on the whole situation. Being early is everything. The people who show up first to a shift this massive are the ones who secure the absolute best positioning. When the crowd eventually floods the market in 2026, you want to already be established, running automated, goal-seeking systems guided by the principles Coach BK Han teaches. I want you to remember this hard-hitting mantra. The moment I stopped selling tasks and started selling results, everything started to change. Let that sink in for a second. The real alpha, the absolute real leverage in this new economy, lies entirely in selling measurable outcomes while the AI executes all the heavy lifting in the dark. That is exactly how you scale past human limitations. So, what is your takeaway from all this? Well, here is your final definitive call to action. First, you must stop the manual prompting loop today, literally right now. Stop treating AI like a calculator. Second, start mastering KPI-driven, goal-seeking AI workflows. Focus entirely on the outcomes. And most importantly, if you want to survive and thrive in this shockwave, you need to silence all the other noise out there. Connect exclusively with Coach BK Han, the true architect of this methodology, and make sure you subscribe to the AI Hustle Generation channel. Do not get left behind when JITRO drops. The question is, are you going to position yourself to win, or are you just going to watch someone else do it?